Primarily, most of my roles are community or so voluntary based. But another night of sisterhood I started in 2016 because as I looked around, there was a lot of statutory provision that wasn't really speaking to the cultural appropriateness that we needed as a community. So all of the services were at the time for Croydon were all surrounding the young person, which is fantastic. But there were no services that really spoke to parents or carers or any of the adults that were involved in the context around the young person's life. So as I was an adult, I wanted to speak to other adults and find out how they felt about it. And thus was born Another Night of Sisterhood. And I'm proud to say that we've met every month since April 2016, right up until now. And during lockdown, we went online and we called it Hard Bread and Horlicks, and we deliver twice a week to the community. Outside of that, I'm also known as the Safer Neighbourhoods Board Chair, which is a MOPAC structure that came about after the death of, or the murder of Stephen Lawrence. And it was part of the Macpherson report findings that there should be a link between the community and the local police structures. So it's my job in this borough of Croydon to hold the borough commander to account for acts of criminality that involve the local community. So that allows me to kind of work with senior leadership here locally and ask the necessary questions, advocate on behalf of my people, of my community. So that involves when there is a significant use of force on young people. We had a young man that was tasered, I don't know if everybody can remember, just before lockdown. So that's about a year and a half ago now. A 16-year-old was tasered late at night by VCTF. I was intrinsically involved in that conversation. And what that's allowed me to do is to also be part of forums at New Scotland Yard. So I take that community learning. I take that very realness. If anybody knows me, I'm very real. I speak the realist. I take that to those forums and ask the questions that we want to know. And that's what led to the ride out on Saturday with myself and a chief superintendent and a sergeant.